Everybody says how smart I am, but I don't feel very smart. I try to do these. I try to do things and they don't succeed, or try to do this and it doesn't work. If I'm so smart, why am I in this situation? And another thing that I've been dealing with is jealousy and embarrassment. When I watched Spire's video on quitting his job at Amazon, that almost sparked me to put in my 2 weeks, like right then and there. Man, I'm so jealous that people are able to leave their job that they don't like doing. And that makes me feel jealous. It really does. Maybe I'm just trying to do too much. But I feel like if I don't try to do more than I am, you just become stationary. And when you become stationary, you can't progress. And I don't like that. Stationary turns into stagnation. Stagnation turns into depression. I don't want to be depressed again. That stuff sucked. And secondly, embarrassment. Yesterday, I had 3 people I knew show up to work, show up to Lowe's, and I felt embarrassment, like pure and utter embarrassment that I was there. I mean, I thought I wasn't sure quite how I was feeling, like self-conscious that I was there, working at frickin' Lowe's, or I just feel embarrassed now. There was a guy who showed up. He was my childhood friend's dad. And we know each other, we talk, we see each other probably once a year. When I saw him, I pretty much avoided him. Like, I just felt just this burning embarrassment. And I just didn't want to face him. Yeah, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I feel embarrassed when people I know show up, or it's somebody I recognized, and I just feel embarrassed that I'm there. I want to be able to take pride in what I do. I want to be able to share it with others with proudness. Like, this is what I do. This is what I have accomplished. I don't want to be feeling that way again. I've had 2 other friends show up before, and I just feel embarrassed. I just feel embarrassed that I'm there. Embarrassed that I'm wearing the stupid red vest. Embarrassed that I work at Lowe's. Like, could I be doing something else? Maybe. I just don't know what or how. When I finally do quit Lowe's and move on, I want to have a backup plan. I don't want to just quit and then free float, because like I said, I've applied it 8 different places this last week because I'm so fed up with it. Not only that, I also want to bring up that the raises that we were supposed to get, they took that away from us. You get an annual raise once a year, and then supposedly you're supposed to get up to 2 performance raises. That performance raise is dictated by your department supervisor. Well, that's convenient because they have me scheduled on opposite shifts of my department supervisor. So we hardly ever interact or work together. So how is he supposed to dictate how hard I work? He doesn't see how hard I work. He doesn't see that I sweep and I downstock and I help customers cut blinds and run the department when he's not there. How the heck is he supposed to see that? It's supposed to be shown in my credit applications I sign people up for, but it can't even be that, because that's all for the sales specialist team. Not only that, they want you to pump out numbers for leads and details for installing windows, doors, just about anything that we install or build for floors and everything like that. But again, those all don't get accredited to me because I'm not a sales specialist. So it's like, how in the world do you stand out where you're forced to get on your hands and knees and clean up the floor and give off any of the actual accredited experiences to somebody else. They want me to dress nice. I don't know how I'm supposed to dress nice when I'm covered in grout half the day, or mortar. I blew through a brand new pair of jeans within 2 weeks of working there because the grout, the mortar, and the tile ripped them. So it's like I'm not gonna wear fancy corduroys or slacks to work because they're having me do all the dirty work. That's what I signed up for. That's my job, but that's how am I supposed to dress nice? I've applied to 8 jobs this last week and a half. Nothing, no response. And it just makes you feel very stuck. Like you have no way out of your current employment. I'm not self-destructive in a way where I'll just quit, but man, is that option tempting. I've been feeling very afraid that I'll be stuck there long term because I need a way out. I recently came across this guy's channel. His name is Spire. I'll drop his channel link down below, but I saw a video where he was talking about an Amazon job, and he started expressing how he was feeling and how he wants to quit, and man, that that felt very relatable, talking about not wanting to do that long term, and he's losing out on activities he wants to do. And you know, on the flip side, that's part of life. You gotta do what you gotta do. But how he was expressing himself and sharing how he was feeling, I was like, wow, that's very real to me. It's been a year and a half, but I can start to see why people are there for so long. You get broken down, rebuilt, reshaped, conditioned to work retail, and then you're able to just to kind of move along with it. And then the next thing you know, boom, it's Christmas time. And then it just repeats. There was an article I read that says people who last longer than 5-10 years at retail, they're so quote unquote institutionalized to that line of work that other employment won't hire them because they're so formed differently. So in lieu of trying to escape corporate America, I think I'm going to try to start drafting houses actually. So I'm wondering if I can apply myself to learning how to draft, how far can that get me? Take the mindset that I have at Lowe's and really learn how to design a custom house or remodel and see where that gets me. It's hard because I didn't go to school for it, but I have 2 mentors that are kind of showing me the way. So I guess I could say it's a crash course / apprenticeship. There's a lot to know because I have to take in consideration wall thicknesses, the floor joists, framing, the roof plan, joists and rafters, foundation. You have to take into consideration everything. Load-bearing walls. And it would be much easier if I was in a classroom, but because I'm doing such a deep dive and reading diagrams on load-bearing capacities of certain woods, and I'm doing a very intense deep dive into it all, and it gets overwhelming very fast. I think if I continue, it might lead somewhere. I create a social media page for custom homes, and that'll bring in new clients to my dad's business. Now with that, maybe I get a percentage for houses that I can help design, and kind of build off of that. So use his business as like my stepping stone. And something unique though is my buddy, he got a drone and he wants to do like drone footage of construction sites, kind of like promote construction businesses. If I utilize that in the promotional page, like, hey, we can design custom homes and then do some cool 360 panoramic views of completed projects and stuff, I think that would be pretty cool. Because at the end of the day, my dad needs money, I need money, and I can't take away from what he needs. I learn it myself, bring in business to him, maybe that'll pan out to something. But what's fun about drafting is you can do it just about anywhere. You just need a laptop or a computer that has AutoCAD. And it's expensive. I did a gamble and I spent $70 on a 1-month trial, basically. I wanted to see how far I could get in 30 days. And I was able to get a whole house pretty much drafted up. Roof plan, floor plan. I didn't really get the foundation, but that's okay. It's very tricky trying to progress in life when life doesn't want you to progress, or ways to improve, especially in the environment that I'm in, where as long as you're doing a good enough job, you're doing fine. The kids around me, and by kids I mean my peers that I work with, they're 1 to 2 missing paychecks away from not having like any money. And that's very scary to me. I don't want to be in a place where if I'm not getting paid for a month or two, that I'm going to lose my house, or I'm going to lose my apartment, or I can't make my car payment and then now I got to ride the bus. And I don't want to be in that position. I almost put in my 2 weeks because I got fed up with how I was being treated there. I had to put that on pause because I gotta think of an exit plan. I can't just quit and not have any way of making money. So that's been what's keeping me afloat at Lowe's, is knowing that it's not going to be permanent and I can quit whenever, but I don't want to self-sabotage. I can't say that drafting though, I found it makes me feel smart though. Like I've been working on this one new design and all the measurements are lining up. Like we're at even numbers. Walls aren't being measured out to 11 feet, 16 inch and 7/18. They're being measured out to nice whole numbers of like 8 feet and a half or 6 feet 2, and everything is lining up measurement wise. But imagine I design a house and then I get to see it built, and then I can step back and say, wow, look what I did. I did that. The hardest part though is finding motivation to do it. You work all day, come home, and then you gotta learn and work what feels like another, couple hours. So you're putting in 12, 13-hour days. That's what it feels like. Then you get burned out. It's definitely not easy. And I hope that down the road I can look back and say, I'm glad I did this. I'm glad I worked so hard at doing something, because maybe it'll open a door to something. Well, till next time.